Lisa Ann. Just wanted to check in and say hello. I know many of you saw my story about the kitten Stevie that unfortunately did not make it. Definitely a really heartbreaking experience for me. I love animals so much, and most of you know that, but we rescued these kittens about 6 weeks ago. They were in a very awful, neglectful situation when we got them. The mama cat, when I first saw her, I thought she was a kitten, and then I soon realized that she had a new litter of kittens, and that's who we ended up taking. There was also a kitten from a prior litter who must have been the only one that survived, because I have never heard of a cat only having one kitten, and his name is Country, and we love him so much. He is seriously one of the sweetest kittens ever. He's about 4 weeks older than the other cats. So with Stevie, the one that passed, he was the runt of the litter, so he definitely already had some issues pertaining to that, and he was definitely littler, so I from the beginning I felt like he wasn't really thriving the way that the other cats have seemed to thrive and adapt, and he was very special though. He's very sweet, very loving. You could just tell he was so grateful to be able to eat and have a warm place and have love, and we did really love him. So sorry. But with the sadness of losing Stevie, there brings awareness, right? So for me, Stevie taught me to follow my heart, even when you don't really, I mean, I've never rescued a litter of cats before, so wasn't really sure of how this was all gonna pan out, or what the process was. I want to give a really big shout out to Lookout Animal Clinic, which is up in Golden. They have been extremely kind to me and extremely fair. They're actually going to be my fur baby's new home vet, but they have been absolutely fantastic. Really worked with me and made sure that we got these kittens vaccinated, as well as well, Stevie, he had an eye infection in the beginning, and that cleared up, and now one of the other cats, one of the eyes are infected, and so we're working on that, and they're really helping us with that. They know that we rescued these cats. When we actually took them up the first time, we had our van, so they were like, "Are you a rescue group?" And we were like, "No, not really. We just love animals." And I want to give a big shout out to my husband, Jacob. He's really helped me, whether it be, you know, feeding the kitties or putting the drops in the eyes, and just all around being an awesome person. And I love him for it, because I need a partner who's as adventurous as me to make these sort of things happen. I will say that this has also brought up a reminder of, you know, the amount of neglect that animals go through sometimes, especially in rural areas. The people that had these cats, you know, they weren't getting them spayed or neutered, no shots, no clean water, no food available except some kibble thrown on the ground, and it really made me sad, you know. And I think there's a lot of miseducation, at least for them. They didn't really know what you don't know, you know. And but at the end of the day, if you do end up ever having an experience where there are feral cats and they really need assistance, there are rescue groups that will come out, trap the cats, clip their ears so people know that they're feral, give them vaccinations, and spay and neuter. But also from a level of having a pet, be responsible, get your cats and your dogs vaccinated, get them fixed and neutered. There are lots of low-cost options, especially in Colorado. We are a super pro-animal state, so there are lots of options to get your animals taken care of. And unfortunately, Stevie is the perfect example of what animal neglect and, in my opinion, animal abuse will do. And it's heartbreaking that he passed, but at the same time, it is a reminder that, you know, we have to, if you take on the responsibility of an animal, it is a huge responsibility. These animals will love you unconditionally, and it's our job to make sure that they're taken care of, that they're healthy. And, you know, if someone says, "Oh, well, gosh, it's so expensive to go to the vet," it's like, no, you have to think about those things before you get an animal. We are going to adopt the cats out. So the kittens, we named him, but Cash, he's the striped one. He's going to go to the owner of the gym's father, and I'm really excited because I think they're going to be a great fit for one another. And then the orange and blue-eyed one, we call him Axel. He's going to go to my client, and I know she loves her pets so much, so I know that he's going to have a forever home there. And you have to think about it. Cats can live up to 16 years. I mean, I've heard of cats living up to 21 years. So this is not something that it's like, oh, I want a kitty. It's like, no, well, the kitty becomes a cat eventually, or the puppy becomes a dog eventually. So making sure that you understand the commitment that you're signing yourself up for. The mama cat is going to go to a barn in Sedalia. She's rather feral, so for her, I really think living in a situation where she can hunt mice and be outside, and she'll have a heated barn and automatic water, and she'll be much better taken care of. I think that's going to be a really good fit for her. I have an appointment for her to get spayed at the end of the month. And they say too that kittens can leave their litter mates and their mom around 8 weeks. But because of what happened with Stevie and because of Cash's eye, I felt like they needed to be with their mom a little bit longer. So they're gonna stay for 12 weeks. So we're gonna keep them through the end of the month. I definitely don't wanna get them into their forever homes till after Mercury goes direct. So with that being said, although this experience has been a tearjerker for me because I am very sensitive when it comes to just animals. I love animals, and I always have, and this has been a very awesome experience. It's also been a lot of work. It's been like having like 4 newborns, I would imagine. I mean, I don't know personally, but it feels like it's just like, wow, you know, a lot of work. But at the end of the day, I have so much respect for people that foster, people that are advocates for animal welfare, people who donate to shelters. So I mean, you don't even necessarily have to adopt an animal to be an advocate for animal safety and betterment. You can donate to a shelter. They take lots of donations for food, towels, cages, cat carriers, litter. Every year we do a big shelter drive, so if that's something you want to donate to, we'll be doing it. After Thanksgiving is when we'll start collecting. But last year we were able to donate to 4 of the local shelters here in Denver and really spoil the fur babies with toys and food and treats. And so just know that you can do so much other than just adopting. I mean, obviously adopting is an amazing gift, but if you're not quite ready for that, there's lots of other things you can do. But one of the most important things is if you have a pet, making sure you get them their booster shots. So this is something that I've learned through this process is cats, and I don't know if it's different for dogs because I haven't rescued a litter of dogs yet, but for kittens, they have to get 3 boosters, and that's split out between each month, I believe. So their next booster will be next month. And then they have to get their rabies shot, but they have to be a certain age before they can get their rabies shot. So there's 3 shots, then a rabies shot, and then they get neutered or spayed at 6 months. You can neuter and spay, like a lot of rescues will get that done earlier, but it's really not the greatest for them. But I understand why rescues do it, because they want to make sure these cats are protected. You know, and so a lot of it is just bringing light and education to, like, I mean, I even learned a lot through this process. Is like, wow, okay, they have to get 3 booster shots and a rabies shot, and they have to get fixed, neutered, or spayed. So I can understand that that's really overwhelming for people at times, especially when they have a lot of other stuff going on. But what's important is being able to really realize that there's a lot of resources to help you. There's a lot of resources to get your cats healthy, get them, make sure that they're being taken care of, and also finding an awesome vet. So again, I want to give a big shout out to Lookout Mountain Animal Vet Clinic. They've definitely been amazing to me. They've really been there for me through all of this. I mean, even when the stuff was going on with Stevie, I called them first and they told me what emergency vet I should go to. So although Stevie's gone, he was a great teacher in my life, and I loved him a lot. And I know Jake, my husband, loved him too. And his litter mates and his mom loved him a ton as well. So his life did matter. And remember, people, that 1.5 million pets die in shelters each year in America because people, they get an animal and then, you know, then they have a baby, or then they realize they have to move, or then they realize that, you know, they're just not that interested in it anymore because it's not a kitten or a puppy. And so please, if you're in that position, please don't adopt. Please just advocate in other ways. There are just way too many animals in the shelter right now that just need homes. They need love. They need a stable environment. And I have to say for myself, like, my animals bring so much joy to me every day. Like, just their smile, their love, their energy. It definitely brings a lot of light to my life, and it breaks my heart to think that there's animals that people just don't want. And so that's why it's important to make sure and adopt. If you are buying from a puppy store or a kitten from a pet store, you are most likely supporting puppy mills, kitten mills situation. If you're not aware of what that is, it's basically like mass breeding situations. A lot of these animals can end up getting sick with parvo or other ailments that are very detrimental. And so really being an educated consumer, making sure that you're, you know, if you're taking on that labor of love to adopt an animal, or, you know, bring an animal into your family, that you recognize how much goes into it. And I swear, if you do it and you're open to it, you will find so much love from these animals, because nobody will love you more. And I'm really grateful for the experience of getting these kittens to safety. And stay tuned. I'll definitely keep you all updated. Thanks.